Hey internet! Today is Monday, should that matter to anyone. Walking to class as per the usual, and sort of just kicking around the following idea. I have been thinking about sort of again this idea that you can learn a lot of things around programming or through studying programs that aren't necessarily related to coding per se, but sort of more about the approach of how one might learn to learn or learn to code. And the idea that I've been kicking around today is how programming or learning to code, at least my experience learning to code, is a really interesting teacher, a professor, so to speak, about life, in that it doesn't leave a lot of room for ego, or rather, you have to sort of be aware and intentional about how your ego, your ego and your pride are involved, because code is a sort of an emotionless thing. It's zeros and ones that are compiled to give some outputs based on the language specifications, but we're gonna run and get this light. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, you know we're legally crossing, so legally, not illegally. But anyway, so code is like sort of this emotionalist thing. It's not like a person that will sort of adjust itself to your feelings. It really just does what you tell it to do. And if you tell it to do something wrong, then it will do the wrong thing and you'll get an error. So on that note, what I've found is really interesting is sort of learning to let go of my ego and to sort of let go of the fact that I'm going to do a lot of things that don't work, particularly when first learning to program, but I would project forward that it's a lifelong process, and that sort of learning to accept imperfection, at least when you're first writing a program or first trying to attack a problem, is just inevitable. And if you have perfectionist tendencies, like I have sometimes and have had quite often in the past, then this can be a difficult thing to adjust to, because basically you kind of can get emotionally attached to the fact that like you're getting this thing wrong all the time, or often, regularly, and it just sort of sucks. But then you can go through this exercise being like, well, code itself is not an emotional thing. It's just doing what I tell it to do, and so it's really just an opportunity for me to grow as a person. Oh, check out the sweet bike helmet. Oh yeah, we're rocking the purple today. It was like slightly less expensive than, say, like a blue or green one, so I'm cool to wear purple if you are. I'm actually cool to wear purple if you're not. So I don't know why I said that, but anyway, like I was saying, coding sort of just this opportunity to let go of your ego and to sort of just try to not take it personally, because the scenario in which you take it personally and it's beneficial is like you're like, okay, I'm going to conquer this, and then you get all pumped up and you attack it. But if you get emotional about coding and errors, and that brings you down and sort of prohibits you from learning to code more effectively, then that's kind of counterproductive. So that's what I wanted to share and put out there. Would love to hear your thoughts on this idea, whether or not you have experience when learning to code around the question of ego, how getting problem sets wrong on any level of capacity or frequency, how it makes you feel, because we should be super touchy and feeling in this channel, but I, like usual, am probably going to be late for class, so I'm going to run, quite literally, but I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.